You think you've hit rock bottom. You think this pain, this failure, this setback defines you. Listen closely. It doesn't. What defines you is whether you crawl back to your feet or stay broken on the floor. Every scar, every bruise, every fall is proof you're alive. And if you have the guts to rise again, there's nothing the world can throw at you that can stop you. Step 1. Embrace failure as a teacher. Failure is not the enemy. The moment you start seeing failure as a curse, you put yourself in a cage where fear controls every move you make. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary has stumbled, fallen, and tasted the bitterness of defeat. The difference between them and the rest of the world isn't luck, it's perspective. Every time you fail, every time you trip over your own mistakes, that moment is a lesson dressed in pain. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about leaning into it, studying it, and letting it carve a better version of yourself. Life isn't going to hand you success on a silver platter. Life is going to slap you down, humiliate you, and test the limits of your endurance. And the raw truth is, if you never fail, you'll never know the depths of what you are capable of. You learn faster, you grow stronger, and your resolve hardens when you embrace the harsh reality that failure is the teacher you never asked for but desperately need. Every failure exposes a weakness you didn't know existed. That weakness isn't a flaw meant to punish you. It's an opportunity to confront yourself. When you fall, you're given a chance to examine your preparation, your mindset, your strategy, and your heart. Did you give it everything you had, or were you holding back? Did you train hard enough, focus enough, push yourself to the edge, or did you settle for comfort and convenience? These questions sting because the answers are rarely easy, but they are necessary. They are the mirrors of truth you need to stare into if you want to grow. The people who succeed are the ones who refuse to look away. They study their failures like scientists studying an experiment, extracting every piece of knowledge, every tiny adjustment that will allow them to come back sharper, faster, and more relentless than before. Every bruise, every setback, every moment of embarrassment is data, information that tells you how to attack the next challenge with precision and ferocity. Failure isn't shameful. Falling flat on your face doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Weakness isn't measured by the fall, it's measured by the refusal to rise. The lessons hidden in failure are brutal. They demand courage, honesty, and brutal self-assessment. The moment you start running from your mistakes, the moment you numb yourself with excuses, you rob yourself of the only real teacher that can transform you into someone unstoppable. You can spend your entire life chasing comfort and avoiding risks, or you can embrace the lessons that failure brings, allowing every setback to sharpen your mental, emotional, and physical edge, teaching you things no classroom, no mentor, no book could ever impart. Step 2. Mental toughness is built in the struggle. Mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's forged in the fires of struggle, hammered out on the anvil of adversity, and tempered in moments that test the very limits of your mind and body. Life doesn't hand out strength or resilience to those who play it safe, who stay in their comfort zone, or who avoid pain. True mental toughness is born when you stare into the face of difficulty and refuse to flinch, when the weight of the world bears down on you and you dig deep, finding a reservoir of grit that you didn't even know existed. Every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is a chance to build that resilience, to push yourself past the point where quitting feels like the easier option. You learn to endure, to persist, and to keep moving forward even when your body screams to stop, even when your mind whispers that you're done. The struggle isn't an enemy, it's the trainer that shapes you into someone unbreakable. When you face struggle, you discover the raw truth about yourself. You discover what you're willing to tolerate, how far you're willing to push, and what you're truly made of. Mental toughness isn't about avoiding suffering, it's about staring it down and refusing to let it control you. The people who crumble under pressure are those who never trained their minds to fight through discomfort. The ones who rise above are the ones who welcome struggle, who seek it out because they know that every challenge conquered is a victory over weakness, a small but powerful proof that they can endure more than they ever thought possible. Struggle teaches patience, focus, and discipline. forcing you to rely on internal strength when external circumstances are cruel, unfair, or relentless. It's during these moments of pressure that your character is tested and your limits are expanded, not by comfort, not by ease, but by sheer perseverance against the odds. The path to mental toughness is lonely and relentless. It doesn't reward excuses, it doesn't bend for hesitation, and it doesn't care about your fear. You will be tested over and over again, pushed to the edge, beaten down, and left questioning whether you have anything left to give. And that's the point. Every ounce of mental strength is carved out of these moments, each trial building layers of resilience that protect you from the storms of life. Struggle teaches you discipline when motivation fails, clarity when confusion reigns, and courage when fear threatens to paralyze you. It drills into you the understanding that no external force can break you unless you allow it, that real toughness is forged from the inside out in the crucible of challenge, under pressure, and through relentless effort. Step 3. No excuses, only accountability. Excuses are the chains that keep you weak, the comfortable lies that let you sleep at night while your potential rots away. Every time you blame circumstances, other people, or the environment for your failures, you are surrendering control over your life. Accountability is the antidote to that weakness. It's owning every decision, every action, every failure, and every success without pointing fingers, without hiding behind justifications. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop playing the victim and you start becoming unstoppable. The people who achieve greatness don't wait for the world to hand them opportunities. They hunt them down, they create them, and they take ownership of every outcome, good or bad. Excuses are easy. Accountability is hard. Accountability demands courage, it demands honesty, and it demands that you confront your flaws without flinching. Because the truth is, no one else is responsible for your path, your effort, or your results. When you embrace accountability, you stop wasting energy whining about what's unfair and start focusing on what you can control. Life will throw curveballs. Pain, setbacks, failure, they are inevitable. But your reaction to those moments defines you, not the circumstances themselves. Excuses are the comfort zone speaking through your fear, telling you it's okay to be average, telling you it's okay to quit. Accountability is the voice of strength, whispering that the only thing standing between you and your goals is you. When you own every choice, you no longer wait for permission, you no longer complain about conditions, and you no longer let excuses dictate your limits. Every setback becomes a lesson, every mistake becomes a tool, and every failure becomes a stepping stone because you have stopped blaming and started acting. The hardest part about accountability is looking in the mirror and admitting that it's your fault when things go wrong. That sting, that raw discomfort, is where growth lives. You learn to be honest with yourself about your effort, your preparation, your priorities, and your discipline. You learn that excuses are just illusions that hide the truth about your own laziness, fear, or lack of commitment. When you stop making excuses, life becomes brutally simple. You either do the work or you don't. You either step up or you stay down. No one else can do the fight for you, no one else can carry your weight, and no one else can decide your destiny. Every successful person has mastered this principle, and the difference between those who thrive and those who fail is not talent, not luck. It's the relentless refusal to make excuses and the uncompromising commitment to take responsibility for everything that happens in their life. Step 4. Pain is temporary, glory is permanent. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the signal that you are alive, that you are pushing yourself beyond the limits of comfort, and that you are fighting for something that matters. Every drop of sweat, every aching muscle, every pounding heartbeat is a reminder that you are testing the boundaries of your own strength. Life doesn't hand out glory to the timid or the cautious. It rewards those who are willing to endure suffering, to stare discomfort in the face, and to keep moving forward even when every fiber of their body screams to stop. Pain is fleeting. It comes and goes, like waves crashing against the shore, brutal in the moment, but temporary in its existence. The people who achieve greatness understand this instinctively. They know that the struggle, the burn, the torment, they are not punishments, they are investments in the permanence of their victories. You will feel pain, you will feel exhaustion, and you will feel doubt. But those feelings are not permanent. They are the necessary friction between where you are and where you want to be. Glory, on the other hand, doesn't fade. The triumph that comes after enduring pain, the achievement that follows relentless effort, the pride that rises from refusing to quit, those are eternal. No one can take them away. No failure can erase them once they are earned. Every person who has carved a mark in history, every champion, every warrior, every icon, they didn't get there by avoiding discomfort. They got there by embracing it, by running straight into the fire when everyone else was running away, by letting pain shape them into a version of themselves that the world couldn't ignore. Pain is temporary. The struggle, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, they are all brief compared to the lasting impact of what you achieve when you refuse to quit. Every moment of suffering is a seed planted for victory, and the harvest is glory that stands forever, untouchable by time, untouchable by circumstance, untouchable by anyone who doubts you. Enduring pain builds character, resilience, and strength that lasts long after the physical discomfort has faded. It separates those who merely dream from those who conquer, those who talk about winning from those who actually step into the arena and fight for it. The temporary burn in your chest, the throbbing in your legs, the gnawing fatigue in your mind, these are just tests. Tests to see if you have the discipline to endure, the courage to persist, and the relentless mindset to transform fleeting suffering into lasting achievement. Pain is the bridge. Glory is the destination. Those who can embrace the struggle, who can push past the immediate discomfort, who can stare hardship straight in the eye and continue anyway, are the ones who leave legacies that outlive them. Step 5. Consistency beats motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a tide, unpredictable and unreliable. One day you feel unstoppable, ready to conquer anything in your path. The next, you feel drained, unmotivated, and ready to quit. If you rely on motivation alone, you will never reach the level of greatness you crave. Motivation is a spark. It can light a fire, but it cannot sustain it. Consistency, on the other hand, is the engine that keeps the fire burning when motivation disappears. Every day, regardless of how you feel, you must show up, put in the work, and push yourself further than the day before. The people who succeed, who dominate, who achieve the impossible don't wait to feel motivated. They build habits, they embrace routines, and they hold themselves accountable to the standard of excellence every single day. Consistency beats motivation because it doesn't care about excuses, mood swings, or comfort zones. It demands action, repetition, and relentless effort even when the fire of motivation is dim. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can feel inspired all you want, but inspiration without action accomplishes nothing. True progress comes from doing the work over and over, when no one is watching, when your mind screams to quit, and when every bone in your body wants to rest. Consistency forces discipline into your life, molding you into someone who does what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. The most successful people aren't the ones who rely on fleeting bursts of energy or enthusiasm. They are the ones who show up day after day, grind after grind, and fight after fight, building momentum that cannot be stopped. It's the small daily actions, repeated relentlessly, that compound into massive results over time. That's why consistency beats motivation, because it doesn't take a good day to perform. It doesn't take a surge of inspiration to succeed. It only requires commitment, resilience, and the refusal to give up. Consistency is also about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in your ability to handle the grind. It's easy to talk about goals, to dream about success, and to imagine the life you want, but it's the consistent effort, day in and day out, that turns those dreams into reality. The person who trains consistently, who studies consistently, who pushes themselves consistently, will eventually outpace those who rely on sporadic bursts of motivation. Consistency teaches patience, endurance, and mental fortitude. It reveals the power of persistence, showing you that the only way to truly achieve greatness is to commit, repeat, and never stop. Because every day you show up, every time you push through, and every action you take adds up to results that no fleeting surge of motivation could ever produce. Step 6. Victory belongs to the relentless. Victory doesn't belong to the talented. It doesn't belong to the lucky, and it certainly doesn't belong to those who wait for the right moment or the perfect conditions. Victory belongs to the relentless, the ones who refuse to quit, who push forward when everyone else stops, who keep going when pain, doubt, and failure scream that it's over. Life will test you, it will try to break you, and it will tempt you to settle for mediocrity. But the relentless see every challenge as an opportunity to prove themselves. They don't wait for opportunities to find them, they create them. They don't allow setbacks to define their path, they redefine their approach. Every victory earned by someone unstoppable is the product of countless hours, relentless effort, and the refusal to bow to adversity. The relentless don't take days off in their minds. They are constantly working, constantly grinding, constantly fighting, long after others have given up. That is why victory will always find them. It cannot resist a mind and body trained to endure, to persist, and to dominate without hesitation. Being relentless means embracing discomfort, pain, and failure as part of the process. It means understanding that nothing worth achieving comes easy, and that success is a byproduct of sacrifice, discipline, and unyielding determination. The relentless do not make excuses, they do not seek validation, and they do not quit when the going gets tough. Every obstacle is met with action, every setback with adaptation, and every challenge with the belief that they can and will overcome. While others are distracted by fear, doubt, or the opinions of those around them, the relentless focus solely on the mission, pushing past exhaustion, ignoring pain, and continuing forward with the same intensity whether the world is watching or not. Victory gravitates toward this kind of discipline, toward those who do not falter, toward those who rise again and again, refusing to surrender. Relentlessness is a state of mind, a lifestyle, and a commitment to yourself that quitting is not an option. It's the choice to fight through every day as if your life depends on it, to chase excellence with a ferocity that cannot be contained, and to keep moving forward when the weak turn back. Victory is not given, it is seized by those willing to endure the impossible, to outwork everyone else, and to push themselves past limits that once seemed insurmountable. The relentless understand that every fall is temporary, every failure is a lesson, and every ounce of effort compounds into the force that drives them past every barrier, leaving those who quit in their wake. You will fall, you will fail, but every time you rise, you grow stronger. Pain is temporary, failure is a lesson, and excuses don't build legends. Stand up, push harder, and be relentless. Your victory is forged in the moments you refuse to quit.